This evening's capstone moment is about to take place. It is the reason all of us are here today. Nikki and Jesse met in the 5th grade, but didn't begin having classes together until the 7th of the 8th grade. Jesse claims he was always interested in Nikki ever since they met in the 5th grade, but really started to like her a lot and started chasing her in home ec class. Nikki picks up her story here with, "My earliest memory of us was sitting at the same table in home ec. He couldn't for the life of him thread a needle, so I'd always have to thread his needle for him when he was sewing. And from that point," Jesse claims, "we remained friends and our relationship continued to grow." It was a pretty well-known fact that Jesse Raymer had the hots for Nikki Canetti. Nikki admits it was something she always knew and liked to hear, but she didn't think it was going to work out. Because Jesse then, as confirmed by Dad, was wild, goofy, and a troublemaker. Nikki describes herself as the prissy little cheerleader who spent her free time in ballet class doing homework. It didn't seem like our two worlds mixed, and I never thought Jesse would be someone who would want a serious relationship like me. Well, to come sophomore year in high school, Jesse worked up enough nerve to ask Nikki to be his girlfriend at the homecoming school dance. But she said no. It was awful, Nikki remembered. He asked me to dance a slow song, and he asked me at the beginning of the song if I would go out with him. And after I said no, we still had to finish dancing that song. It was awkward, and I felt so bad, but Jesse didn't give up that easy. And he continued to become better friends with Nikki. We spent a couple nights just talking for hours about everything imaginable, and that's when I realized Jesse was much, much more than just a class clown and a prankster. He was actually looking for someone to be serious with. Well, Jesse worked his nerve back up and asked her to be his girlfriend once again in their junior year of high school. And Nikki finally said yes. Jesse recalls these changes. From that point on, the happiness level in my life dramatically increased. Dating Nikki was the start of one of the greatest moments in my life. Remember, these are moments of both of their lives. Our first real date, Jesse took me out to Mongolian to go see Dawn of the Dead. We're talking about a $4,500 budget film, and most of it was ketchup. Needless to say, it was not Nikki's ideal movie choice, and she later explained that to him. And he never drug me along to another movie like that again, she says. But Nikki, there was something in that movie worth hearing again.
Okay, here's a good one. Top 10 ingredients to a successful relationship. Alright, I'm gonna skip to the top 3. Number 3, he listens to me. Number 2, he tells me he loves me. And number 1, is trust. Number 1 is trust.
So there you go, there is some value in that movie. Nick talked so much, they talked so much together that first year they were together. It was like they were trying to fill each other in on all aspects of their life. Jesse became quickly my best friend and the person I turned to for everything, she says. In the summer we'd spend the night after night on his roof sipping hot cocoa and watching the stars. Jesse proposed on August 8th, 2008. Nikki remembers that day. She spent the day in Rapid with her mom, shopping and going to the spa, and then Jesse came to meet her later that night and take me out to dinner. The perfect opportunity arose. Yeah, right, Jesse, this all sounds very worked out. Nikki remembers it because when he picked me up, he ran around the car to get to the door for me, and in my seat I found a dozen red roses and a small wheel of Gouda cheese. It was at the time that she just discovered she loved Gouda cheese, and he knew how much she liked it. I always have to laugh to myself when I think that Jesse proposed to me with a ring, roses, and a wheel of cheese. Jesse says he'd take her back to his place where he first told her he wanted to spend the rest of his life with her. We then drove home to Custer. He held my hand the whole way talking to me. He kept switching CDs around on the car. He kept flipping through the songs always playing our favorite romantic songs. And this is when I started to think, okay, something's up. He was making every part of the evening so perfect and so sweet, and I got the feeling it was leading up to something. And it was at that point I started getting giddy, because I thought I knew what was about to happen, and I still couldn't believe it. We stepped outside, and he said he wished it would rain. And then I thought it seemed like he was recreating the night we stood in the rain, and we both realized we were meant to be together. Jesse says, I asked her to marry me. He wants you to know it's the most incredible feeling to kneel down on one knee and ask the person who means everything to you to spend the rest of their life with you. Nikki's side is a little different. To be honest, I was so excited, nervous, I barely even remember what he said. I was so overwhelmed, I started talking too, and about things completely off topic. And then he tried to get back on track with his speech, and I'd bring up something random again. I laugh about it now, but I knew I was making it so hard for him. The proposal had crossed my mind, but I didn't think he would. Or how could he afford the ring? If you haven't seen the ring, you need to. Jesse went back to the jewelry stores like he did so many times to pick up that gift for Nikki. But this time, Jesse says, I was picking up a symbol of a life-changing event. Finding the perfect engagement ring was very exciting for me, and it was difficult to find the ring that was able to display my love for Nikki. So I decided to get one made for her. Well, finally, he got me to shut up, and he took my hand and slid my promise ring off, telling me that he had promised long ago that he would replace it with another. He turned me around, got down on one knee, holding open the ring box, and told me he loved me and asked me to marry him. I didn't even see the ring. I glanced at it. It was too dark to see. I didn't even care at the moment. I just hugged him and I kissed him. And I cried and said yes. 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 Jesse's life changed too. When she said yes, I felt so extremely happy. It was like there was no pain or sadness to ever come into my life again. Jesse, if you go ahead and take Nikki's hand and bring her out in front of the head table. Jesse continues this story. Life is now complete, and nothing will ever change that or go wrong again. And to this day, everything is going to be perfect, because Nikki is here with me.